How to make $1,000 a month online. For a lot of us, we will say, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. That's some good money. And for many, that's like peanuts. That's like small pennies. Don't you have something better to do? Do you understand the perspective? There's so many ways to make money online. There's so many ways to earn. But you have to first figure out what it is that you have available, what it is that you have to offer, and how would you want to go about helping others. Let us not fool ourselves. One of the basic principles, you're either going to offer a service or you're going to offer a product. Whichever way, you can't go around it. Even if it's not your business, but you have joined or partnered with someone else, an affiliate or a company, whatever, it's always going to be a product or a service that is being offered. And that is what we call a bartering system. Now, you need to first be totally honest with yourself. And you don't have to be long with this. You don't have to be hard with this. What are the things? Write down 5 things that you know you can do effortlessly. 5 things that you know. Let's start to write. 1, and you write them out to 5. At least 5 things that you know that you can do effortlessly. Let me use an example. Someone might be watching right now. They're very good at video games. That's just like second nature. You know you're on that video game. You know you're playing Fortnite. You know you're number 1. You're unstoppable. I'm just using an example right now. That could be a channel. That could be a way forward. So you got to be honest with yourself, and before you can know what's your next move. Now, the moment you have written down those 5 things, you want to zoom in on the top 2. You're going to zoom in on the top 2 that you know you're much better at these than the other 3. You're going to do a process of elimination right now. And while you're looking at those 2, you're going to know to start to, again, write how much you know about each one. Again, you can do this in bullet form. You just want to write it out. And so you're able to have a better understanding. I give you a story. I remember that years ago, someone would have stole my bike. And I would have made a report. I would have gone to the police station. And I would have made a verbal, formal report. The superintendent at the time would have said to me, and I'm just trying to dissect the whole thing. He would have advised me after me making that complaint. He said, listen, son, if you truly believe that you want us to take this extremely seriously, you're going to get a piece of paper and you're going to write down everything that you know about the bike. I was like, what? Surely he's not serious. He must be joking. No, I'm very serious. He said, I want you to get a piece of paper. And when he got the paper, it was like this long sheet of paper. It was so long. Anyway, I got the paper, got the pen. And will you believe that I started to write? I was so shocked. I was so surprised that I remembered so many things about the bike. It blew my mind. Guess what? I finished the first side. I flipped the paper over and I continued. What? You would have never believed. I never believed that I knew so much about the bike. Many times we underestimate the fact that we know more than what we think we do. So by making a note, you start to realize that there is something to this. So after you zoom in on those two, the next move that you want to make is now you're going to decide, after you decide what you want to offer, service or product, and after you decide that, you're now going to connect yourself with an outlet. Because for some persons, they may need to develop on a skill, whether to be able to use like Photoshop or Canva to make posters or flyers or things like these. You're going to outsource. So you can go to places like Upwork, you can go to places like Fiverr, right? I'm just using examples here, people per hour. You can go to these platforms and you are going to find professionals and semi-professionals that are offering services to create these things that you would want. And so they're going to, different ones, they have different prices, different charges. You just have to zoom in on the one that you want to partner with so you can create that product or that service. Now, that's one. The next thing that you would want to do, you want to be able to decide how you're going to sell this product or this service. Now, you have social media and you have a multiple social media platform that you can use. You want to consider Instagram, X, you want to consider TikTok, YouTube, the list goes on. There's so many. Now, you want to zone in on one platform that you're going to start with. Why do I say one platform? You want to make sure that if it's Pinterest that you're going to use, you want to make sure that you're locked in. And while you're building content on that one platform, you're going to realize over time, you're going to start to become a little bit better at this. You're going to start to learn some things that you never learned before. And so as you continue to build authority, as you continue to apply the knowledge that you're going to be learning, you realize that you're becoming much better. A lot of persons, when they started out in business, some persons knew nothing about the internet. Some persons knew nothing about a laptop. Some persons know nothing about even speaking. And you have so many persons doing content even on YouTube right now, and they're so successful. All because they refuse to close their mouth and to shut their creativity down and do nothing about it. If you decide to take that approach, you will always get nothing. We're speaking about the minimum that you can make $1,000. Now, once you realize a service or the product and you realize the platform that you want to host on, you're going to be using these two methods right now until you get a hang of what is happening, because now you have to now post consistently. You have to bring content regularly. You can do this every other day or 3 times a week. You just have to decide that you're going to be consistent with doing this at least 3 times a week. Now, when you start to do this again, you're talking about being persistent and consistent. You're talking about you building and creating a new habit, because this is going to drive you out of your comfort zone. What is going to start to happen? You're going to develop a thing called attrition. And so there's going to be some building up, because you're going to get a like, you're going to get a subscribe, you're going to get a comment, you're going to get a phone call, you're going to get an email, whatever the case is. And that's going to put you in a position to respond. Now, you can either decide to market your own product or service, or you can market the product or service of someone else. And hence you have multiple affiliate platforms. You have so many affiliate platforms. You have affiliate platforms like Clickbank, right? You have affiliate platforms on Amazon Associate. There's so many. So you have to decide how you want to go about doing this. And for commissions where affiliate companies are considered, many of them pay up to 80%, 70% commission. And those commission can be enormous. I know persons that this is what they do and they're millionaires just by them promoting affiliate products. So you don't have to create a product for yourself. You can actually tap into a product or a service that is already created, and then you're now making it be aware unto other persons. Now, if it is that you love the affiliate products, you know that this is something that can generate a lot of money, but you want your own thing, that is okay. I also teach the know-how as to how you can create a product, and so you can launch into that arena. So you can now create that product, but don't forget, you still have to market that product, because it's one thing to create the product. You now have to decide, again, and the same examples that I show you, in promoting those products and so are services, and so persons are becoming aware. The next thing that you can do, you can decide that you're going to go to like Namecheap or GoDaddy, and you're going to purchase a domain name. And in purchasing that domain name, you're now going to create your own business. And when you create your own business name, your own website, you can now consider leading persons to that website. It could be from your social media. It could be through your funnel. Funnels like ClickFunnels. Funnels like System.io, right? Platforms like Podia. You have so many that you're now going to drive authority, because you're now building a service or you're building an offer. And so you are spending the time to share. Now, when it comes to the dollar figure, if you do any of these that I've just suggested, the money will come. You would have been making way more than $1,000. But you have to work on you, because guess what? You're not just going to get up today and then you're going to create, launch, and then by tonight you're rolling in the dough. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but the reality is you have to now apply yourself and to show up. When we go to work, a 9-to-5 job, you're either agreeing to getting paid weekly, fortnightly, bi-weekly, or you're getting paid monthly. Whichever you have agreed to, you know you have to show up and put in that work. And if you miss a day, that's going to be a pay cut. And if you miss days consecutively, some companies like 3 consecutive periods where you miss, you're automatically terminated. I want you to take the same approach. So don't shortchange yourself and saying, I'm my own boss, I'm my own CEO, and I'm doing whatever. I'm feeling tired. Not now. No, you gotta treat it as if with it, which it actually is. It is your own business, but you have to put in more effort. Now, the beauty about when you're building your business and you're putting in the work, even though it can feel, very difficult at times, it gets better. It gets easier, because now you start to build new skills. You start to build new awareness. And guess what? You'll be sleeping, and that system is on autopilot, and you wake up, or in the middle of the night, you hear a ping, a notification. When you look, that's money. It never just fall out of the thin air like that. You had to put in the work. And because you applied yourself, now things are becoming much easier. And you are able to say, I did this. You can watch a lot of videos. You can listen to a lot of podcasts. You can listen to a lot of MP3s and so on. If you don't take action and apply the things that you are learning or have learned, you will never move to that next stage in your life where you can earn $500, $1,000, $10,000, $1,000,000, $100 million. Well, you have to start now, and you have to start somewhere. You got to take action. Think about your son. Think about your wife. Think about your husband. Think about your parents. Think about your grandbabies. Think about, for many years after this, someone would have remembered their great, great, great grandparents.